And we're back with the New Music Alliance Radio Hour. I'm Mark Sherry here with Violet Hausthor, and you just heard Curious Quail doing Empty Victories. And we started out with Niagara Moon, Rebuild the Circus. So let's start out with the song we just heard, Empty Victories. Curious Quail out of New Haven, Connecticut. And
Well, sort of. It's
well, yes,
the
sort
thing
of.
with Curious Quail. These guys are an orchestral and chiptune indie collective. They've got members in the San Francisco Bay Area, the Pacific Northwest, and in New England, including folks in New Haven, Connecticut. They sort of mix how they describe it, fuzzy guitar rock, orchestral instrumentation, and music made with Nintendo Game Boys. This is just off of the record of the same name, Empty Victories, which was released after a full decade of on and off work just a few weeks ago. And there's really nothing I've ever heard that sounds quite like this. And they're blending all these disparate ideas and different instrumental timbres together into a whole. One that sounds totally cohesive and hauntingly beautiful. And they're all recording in different places. They're all bringing in these different ideas. This album's so good. It was worth the time it took to create a masterpiece like this. No
Yeah,
joke.
this particular tune is very catchy. It carries a lot of energy with it.
It's anthemic almost.
I really like the guitar, the lead guitar parts in it as well. I can't imagine how they're making music with Nintendo Game Boys, but
It's a
God bless
thing.
them.
It's a thing that people do. I know all
Yeah.
about it. Like you can sort of sample those sounds directly and even play them live. You'd be amazed what you can get away with. And they're
Well,
bringing that timbre in too, and that's really cool.
so what did we start out with? Niagara Moon and
Ugh.
Rebuild the Circus.
I love Niagara Moon out of Northampton, Massachusetts, and this is off of the also new album of the same name, Rebuild the Circus, which was released just last month. He sort of describes it as catchy yet sinister, Baroque pop at its darkest, yet very Brian Wilson-esque, an uncompromisingly lush soundscape, intricate arrangement, and composition abundant with gorgeous melody and harmony. And I
And
couldn't find a way of saying it any better than that. It absolutely lives up to the Brian Wilson comparison, which says a lot.
Niagara Moon is Thomas Irwin, who started writing and recording his music back in 2016 and has put out, as you said, a lot of cool stuff, which we have already featured here on the Music Lounge Radio Hour.
Yeah, definitely someone that I really enjoy and love to always play whatever new stuff he brings to the table. Not just as he's been making music under Niagara Moon, but even before that, he was doing some work in Japan when he was living there with a totally different type of group. This is someone who's really talented, especially with arrangement, composition, and songwriting, honestly. I think this whole new record is just immaculate. Like, if you like Brian Wilson's style of writing, you're gonna like the record. It's really impressive and really hard to do. And he just nails it. That beautiful Baroque pop sound. I'm into it.
So what do we have coming up next?
Oh, we got some fun stuff coming up next by artists like Anni Abigail and Cosmic Dust Bunnies. So let's start things off with Anni Abigail. Here's Clarity, Death as Prism.